Hi everyone, my name's Konnor. I'm one of the fourth year medical students at UC Irvine in sunny Southern California. We're going to do a micro board style question today. Super high yield for step one, and I tried to choose a question that is equally as high yield as the entire topic. We'll walk through the question together, how I like to answer it, and then we'll walk through the sketch together. So I always start by looking at the last sentence first. It kind of primes me on what the STEM is going to be about and what important information do I have. So, which of the following mechanisms best explains how hepatitis C virus evades host immune defenses? All right, they tell me exactly what I need to know. It's about hep C. I don't care about any of the other hepatitises, HIV, whatnot. This question is about hep C. So that's the narrowing in that I need to know. Some people will read the answer choices as well right now. I don't do that personally. I think it biases me too much, as well as the cognitive load of remembering to go back and check the answer choices, whatnot. I just don't prefer that. So, a 35-year-old man, he's here for persistent fatigue and right upper quadrant discomfort. He has a history of IV drug use, but has been sober for the last year. His LFTs or liver enzymes are elevated, and they tell me serologic tests are positive for hep C antibodies. They do a liver biopsy showing chronic hepatitis. The most common form of hep C is chronic. My little mnemonic, hep A is likely acute. Hep B is in baby, so the B for babies. If a baby gets it, it's likely to be chronic. But if you get it as an adult, it's likely to go away. And then hep C is likely chronic in general because of that C. The physician explains the virus is able to persist, like we just talked about, due to its ability to evade the immune system. So what mechanism best explains how it evades the host defense, which is response to? So number one, inhibition of MHC class 1 antigen presentation. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember that. I don't really remember which viruses do that. Maybe herpes. Again, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, so I can't rule this one out yet. Antigenic variation due to lack of proofreading and RNA replication. In that sketch, I remember the little hippo sitting in the water. There's something about swimming, but it's spelled wrong. That makes me think that there's something to do with proofreading because I remember it's like swamming or something. I like grammar, so I recognize that it was spelled incorrectly. So maybe this. Integration of viral DNA into the host genome. That one is the retroviruses like HIV. That one I know, and I can rule that one out definitively. Production of a viral capsule resistant to antibody neutralization. So hep C has a capsule, but typically capsules are more for like pathogenicity and not evasion. So possible, but less likely for me. And then last but not least, we have latent infection of sensory ganglia. So I remember this one, varicella does this. This is how it causes shingles. And I want to say tetanus, but I'm for sure on varicella. So it's not this one. Capsule, again, more for pathogenicity and not necessarily evasion. Not really integration, this is HIV. And then I'm really between A and B here. I don't entirely remember A, but I do remember something about B. And when I come into a 50-50 and I don't really remember this, that well, if I have that little brain blast or anything like that, I'm gonna go with that answer. So I definitely think it's this one, and let's find out. I do want to point out something here where in the sketchy question bank here, for a question like this where I kind of didn't know as a little bit of a guess, this is a perfect time to open the sketch and go through it. And so once I've watched the video once, I like to go straight to symbol viewer. And this is what I was talking about right here. This nice little sign. So click the symbol and then I can read, the high yield portion that they're going to talk out loud to me in the video, but I can read this here too, a little bit faster. And I can see this guy in the robe. It's enveloped, which is, a little, the envelope is kind of what I was talking about earlier. It doesn't necessarily cause the pathogenicity or the immune evasion of this. So definitely this is the portion that I remembered of hepatitis C. All the hepatitis are very high yield on step 1 and essentially worth watching all of the sketchy, obviously, but on the hepatitis as well. Hopefully you learned something about hep C today and enjoyed this walkthrough.